Hey guys, so just a little update on the Volvo. It's basically in the same condition as when I took the motor out. I just did a bit of cleaning down here. Cleaned up this cross member and kind of trying to do something with this pedal box. But I haven't quite gotten the whole ergonomics down in the inside. Just can't really see that, but there's no floor in it still. I'm just waiting on, I need to get some seats, and that way I can kind of plot out the whole interior. But I got a new tool for making some cool stuff. So basically what this is, it's an air over hydraulic tube bender that I picked up. I got some dies for it. So this hopefully will be able to make a lot of stuff for me. So I can make a roll cage in the Volvo, possibly. Definitely stiffen things up for the kind of power I want to put in it. So I have that. Built this workbench too. We're kind of just cleaning out our barn here, trying to make it a little bit more workable, doing some repairs on it. So that's kind of where I've been. And it's also salmon fishing season, so I've been fishing. And with this tube bender, I'm probably going to be making other videos of making maybe some off-road bumpers or something like that, because I originally wanted one of these to make off-road parts for some other trucks and cars that we have out there. So that you might be seeing some more videos of me making bumpers and fabricating stuff for our off-road vehicles, and hopefully in the end be making a roll cage for the Volvo. Alright, so I know last video I was thinking about putting a K24DE in it and possibly turboing it later on, but now I've been kind of looking through forums, and I've always known this was an option, but I've been looking for an old Buick aluminum block 215 V8. So it's a 3.5 liter all aluminum V8. It makes not that much power. I think the highest horsepower ones were around 215 horsepower and about 300 pound-feet of torque, which is really good for a little V8. And I know they used to it's era correct, so period correct for this car. They're probably the early 60s. I want a 62 or 63. They're a bit hard to find. What happened is Buick actually ended up selling these to Range Rover, so you get the Rover V8, and they still used them up until I think the early 2000s with the 4.6 V8 that they had. That's all aluminum. But I've been looking for the Buick one just because it's a little easier to find than the Rover ones here in the US. So I think that's what I'm going to end up putting in this car. I can do a Rover V8. It will fit in here. Again, the big thing with these Volvos is the control arms, but I'm sure I can make it work. I can work around that. I don't want to cut too much of the firewall. This option of having the V8 or putting the V8 in it basically cuts out a lot of the cost of getting a turbo, a tune, a computer, all the routing, all of that stuff, all the wiring, because it's just going to be a carbureted old school V8. And it's still going to make good power, and I also get the nice sound of a V8 rather than a little 4-cylinder. And I think the body style of this Volvo really lends itself to kind of look like it kind of looks like an old hot rod without the hot rod part initially. So I think if I can find one of those V8s pretty soon. I found a few of them, but they're not the right ones I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna keep looking until I find one of those. And what a lot of people do is they put a T5 transmission behind that and basically run it. You need a little adapter plate that is pretty cheap, and you'll have a 5-speed 3.5 liter V8, which here in the US is pretty cool to have one of those, because everything else is over 5 liters. Of course, I'm still going to do the rear end swap, the Ford 8.8. So I found a few of those. I'm going to see if I can pick one up. I just want to leave enough money in my budget to grab a V8 while I'm on the search for parts. So basically what we need to do from here is I need seats, I need a steering wheel, I need an engine, and a rear end. and a transmission after that. So 5 things to do. Doesn't sound like that much, but just finding it's the hardest part. I know I can slap it in the car. I also plan on putting some 60 or 90 millimeter lowering springs on it, or 40 or 60 millimeter, not 90. From can't remember the website, but I'll let you guys know once I get those. Those are about $350 shipped from, I think, Sweden or somewhere over there, which would be pretty cool. So basically that's what I need to do in order to finish the car. And just wanted to give you guys an update on it because it's been a little while. I pulled the engine out, kind of left everyone hanging there. So that's basically my intentions, is I'm going to try and find one of those small Rover V8s or Buick V8s, and we're going to try and put one of those in here. I always love the sound of a V8. Everyone loves the sound of a V8. So that's my plan. I will let you guys know when I get more parts. So see you guys in the next one.